Hello, Nardat here with a Balasan Talk. Today I'm going to be talking about why I've been a bit more into kendama lately than I have into flipping. So, as you may know, I've been flipping for quite a while. I've been flipping for, in May will be 9 years. I've been really active in the community for many, many years. And I'm not sick of flipping. I think flipping still gives me joy. I think I'm still looking to improve, to do new stuff and stuff like that. It's just that it's not quite as strong as when I first started flipping. So when I first started flipping, I was really into it, and there's nothing else I wanted to do other than flipping. And recently, I've been feeling like that for kendama. Kendama is an old Japanese wooden skill toy. Used to, basically practice the samurais used to use it to practice like hand-eye coordination. It's basically just a ball and a cup and 3 cups, right? Like ball and a cup. It's kind of like bill bucket. Bill bucket is a French just ball in a string on a spike. It's the same type of idea, except this one here has a bunch of different tricks that you can do, and basically I feel kind of like I felt when I first started flipping. Kendama is very satisfying. It's instant gratification when you start getting good and you start like getting stuff first try and like feeling the schlock, and when you get that whirlwind, and basically it's you got clear, concise, precise goals that you can give yourself, kind of like flipping, where you just learn and you grind and you practice until you get to the point where you get the trick you want. There's the similar community balance. There's a kendama community on Facebook, on Instagram, YouTube. They do the same idea. It's kind of like another kind of skill, kind of like an extreme sport type of, not quite extreme, where there's pros, right? Live competitions, guys who go around and do demos. All right, so there's people who just live the 100% Dama life, which is not something I strive to get to. I think that's where flipping would be nice to get to. The legality behind it makes it a little bit tough for my situation in being in Canada at all. So basically, being able to do this anywhere, airports, parks, really is appealing to me, because I'm used to something that I have to keep in my pocket and not really bring in public. So having something that I can bring in public, that I can show to kids, and then have people and other people like be interested in. Since I started, I've given 13 kendamas away. So now I have 6 kendamas, a couple more in storage, but 6 kendamas that I like play with almost every day. Some I don't touch very often, but like it's the same idea. It's got an industry behind it. As it's kind of like flipping, where there's favorite companies. There's companies that release products almost weekly. There's companies that have selective drops. Like this one here is a company that makes small drops. This one here is their first production model, that's built overseas. Basically, kind of like the BRS of kendama, right? Because these guys are kendama players and made their own product as their, kind of like BRS, right? So it's respectable, and there's a whole community, and it's international, right? Kendama's international. I've gone down south and have had people say that they play with one or something similar, right? So kendama is just it's just fun, challenging, hard. It's not easy. So it's just the learning curve is like, right, just to learn how to spike, right, like once you start to get stuff and you start to get it, it's just becomes really fun, becomes really addicting. I think I'm still gonna be. I don't think I'll ever leave the community unless internet goes down and the world gets taken over by robots. But I think I always carry a trio around, is what I call. I always carry kendama, butterfly knife, and a baglery set as my kind of EDC when I go on hikes, when I go for adventures. I always have a kendama, a baglery, and a balsam. So I think I even thought that it was going to be a phase that I was going to get over, just because it's just a toy, right? Like, ultimately a knife's just a toy. Yes, it's got some purposes, but ultimately the way that you play around with it, yes, it could be martial arts or self-defense, but ultimately you're playing around. Your flipping is kind of like playing kendama, right? So like, it's just about everything. Everything has a name. Everything, you can always push something. You can always modulate. In kendama, it's all about 1, 2, and 3s, or going around the cups. So around USA there's a whole bunch of different tricks, right? Like big cup, small cup, bottom cup, spike, right? That's around Japan, right? Like, it's just the for me right now in flipping, it's almost like I have nowhere to go up. Kendama has miles and miles that I can go to, and I can evolve, and I can still get better. And I'm not saying that's not the case for flipping. Flipping has lots of room to go up, but I feel like I've capped, and I've been doing the same thing for years, and it's great. Like, I can still entertain people. I can still post every now and again, and people still recognize my style, my skill. But flipping itself to me doesn't feel as fun as kendama now in my life. So it's kind of disappointing for some people that kind of look forward to my flipping, and I can see that. But really, it's like, I started flipping because I like to do it, and I started making videos because I like making videos. And I think the making videos part hasn't changed. If you haven't followed my Instagram, my kendama Instagram, I teamed up with some locals, and I post all my my kendama stuff on kendama.nl on Instagram. So I do post some stuff on my YouTube, but and I mean, like I said, I still have my Triforce plus my Infinity. I'm never gonna get rid of any of my knives. Knives aren't going anywhere in my life. It's just right now in my life, it feels like kendama really has taken over my spare time, and I love it. And I'm sorry if you don't, but ultimately I just do what I feel like doing nowadays, and spending time with my family, playing ultimate frisbee, playing kendama. That's where my life is. So thanks for watching. Thanks for the continued support for everyone. If you've been watching my knife stuff and this kind of interests you as well, you might want to pick one up. There's a lot online. The Grain Theory is this one. There's Sweets Kendama and Crom. Kendama USA is, you can still get okay pro mods, buy them, but I would definitely get a Chromie or Sweets or a GT. And if kendama really, if you really hate that concept and you think it's stupid, then I do apologize. Like, it's a manipulation, right? So it's kind of like juggling. Flipping is a manipulation. It's all manipulation. So when I remember when Ashflow first came out with bagleries, and really impressed everyone with how familiar and how not familiar it was from flipping, and how, you know, it really kind of opened my eyes to other things that I've, you know, like I grew up playing yo-yos. I grew up like devil sticks, Diablos, like shit like that. So kendama really seemed like a good fit to me. If I, like, I keep thinking in retrospect, if I would have picked up a kendama back when I was started flipping, I'd be pro kendama now at this point, like 100%. But at this point, you know, kendama is a saturated kind of like pros are like saturated, very very good. They're not. It's kind of like flipping now. Like there's a lot of kids that are really good, even from like from like the OG master standpoint. The kids are starting to get really good as like relative. Pro kendama players are doing shit like they're years and years ahead. I'm years and years ahead of or behind of the pro guys, right? So kendama's never going to be a career. It's sad that butterfly knives are never going to be a career for me. I just can't see it. Like, it's just the legality and the travel and all that stuff. So it's all going to remain hobbies. And again, thanks for the support. Kendama.